Hello all, my name is Krishna and welcome to my YouTube channel. First of all guys, I like to wish you all a very happy new year 2020. Keep learning, keep enjoying, never give up, love the work that you do and please keep motivating others. So guys, in this particular topic or in this particular session, I'll be discussing about recurrent neural network backpropagation with time. In my previous video, I've already discussed about the forward propagation. Let me revise you about the forward propagation. I told you that the general structure of RNN looks like this, where we give an input. These are my neurons, some activation function gets applied and simultaneously we get the output. After we get the output is also given with respect to the next time. So here I discussed about a sentence. Suppose if I want to do a sentiment analysis. So these are my words. So my first word goes at t is equal to 1. Okay, over here. To my neurons, this may be my one hidden layer, only one hidden layer. I've written so many hidden layers because with respect to time, the same hidden layers will get repeated. So what happens is that as soon as I give my input, a weight is getting assigned. Then we write a function saying as O1, which is my O1 I compute by writing function of x1w, which I multiply this, plus my input, which is initialized as 0 padded or some random numbers with some initialized weight w dash. And I will be doing this addition and after that I'll be applying the function. So this is how forward propagation takes place. After this, for O2, I'll have the same, the other word at t is equal to 2, which is actually transferred over here and a weight is assigned. Over here again the multiplication of O1 with the new weight w dash, which will be similar to this. Okay, so all these weights are same and for the input these weights are actually the same. I mean for the output that is calculated. Finally, we get our output y hat. Now understand guys, in backpropagation, what do we do? When I was discussing about ANN, right, artificial neural network, the main thing is that after we calculate our loss function, in the backpropagation, we update these weights. And this updation of these weights is important. Because of that only, I will be able to reach a gradient descent, a global minima in the particular gradient descent. And if you have not seen those videos, please go and see in my complete deep learning playlist, which is this playlist only, which I am actually discussing about. In this video, we'll be focusing more on backpropagation. Now guys, what will happen? This is my forward propagation. Okay, I got my y hat, I have my loss function. Now the main aim is to reduce this loss function. Now in order to reduce the loss function, first of all, this loss, what will happen in the backpropagation? So I have to go and find out the derivative of y hat. So the first thing that will happen is my derivative of loss with respect to derivative of y hat will get calculated. Okay, so once this is calculated, now comes the technique of updating these weights. Okay, now how do we update this particular weights? So if I want to update these weights, understand guys, these weights can be updated by two ways. First of all, this w hat is basically dependent on y hat. So first of all, if I want to calculate derivative of loss with respect to derivative of w double dash, which is this particular weight, I can basically write with the help of chain rule, derivative of loss with the derivative of y hat, chain rule. Okay, so this is a dot over here, so I'll write it as dot dy hat multiplied by derivative of w double dash. So with the help of simple chain rule, I'm actually going to find out the derivative of this particular value, and then this derivative will get subtracted with w double hat, right? W double hat minus this particular value, that is derivative of loss, derivative of w double hat. So once this is there, this will get updated. Now again, this is getting updated. Now we go to the next thing. Now two weights are there. This is w dash and this is w. Now we have actually found out the derivative of w double hat, right? Now we'll try to find out the derivative of w because we need to update this also. Now understand guys, how we do we update this? Okay. Now understand over here, O4 is dependent on w, y hat is dependent on O4, loss is dependent on y hat. So in order to find out derivative of loss with respect to derivative of w, we can basically write it as, but with the help of chain rule, derivative of loss with y hat with chain rule. Now y hat is dependent on O4, so I'll write derivative of y hat is dependent on O4, and I can write derivative of y hat divided by derivative of O4 multiplied by derivative of O4 is now dependent on w. So here I can write derivative of O4 divided by derivative of w. Now this is how a chain rule gets applied to this particular w. Okay, now as we go towards this, right, as we go towards this, again the chain rule will get applied. Whatever is dependent will be continuously writing till here. So first of all, if I want to find out this derivative of loss with respect to derivative of W, first of all, I have to start with this dl by w dash, derivative of this, and then I have to go and find out O4, then O3, then finally W. And this is how a chain rule will get created when each and every W is getting updated. This is how the back propagation gets applied. Okay, now when the back propagation is getting applied, all we are just doing is that we are just finding the derivative and we are updating these weights. That's it. We are just updating these weights, and as soon as we find out derivative, which is actually a slope, we'll be able to find out the weights, we'll update the weights, and this will be going on for many iterations. Okay, but still there is one disadvantage in this which I'll be discussing in my next video. But understand that in back propagation, forward propagation, I can just write this as an arrow. In the backward propagation, all I have to do is that I have to just create a backward arrows, and for each and every derivative of weights, and similarly I have to update this weights also, right? For updating this weights, again this will be dependent on this, that is O4 is dependent on this. So automatically I'll be using that chain rule from the back propagation, and I'll be updating this weights. I'll just find out the derivative and I'll update this weights. Updating weights basically means, suppose if I want to update W, so I can write W minus, okay, that is derivative of loss by this derivative of W at this time step, whatever value we are getting. Okay, and this, after updating it, after some number of iterations, we will be able to reach the global minimum. And that is how a back propagation is taken place. Again guys, I have explained about back propagation in depth in my complete deep learning playlist. Have a look onto that. Once you are able to find out y hat, all you have to do is that get your loss function, go and back propagate from here. Every time find out the derivative of this weights through the chain rule, update the weights, and do it for many number of epochs or iteration. Automatically you will be able to reach the global minima, and that is the point where your training of the RNN will stop. So pretty much simple, pretty much easy. In my next video, I'll be telling you about what is the problem over here. And I'll also be introducing to a term which is called as LSTM RNN. Because of that particular problem, I'm actually including LSTM RNN. A wonderful structure. Again, I'll tweak on this particular structure. LSTM basically means long short-term memory. So in that upcoming video, we'll be discussing about that. So yes, this was all about this particular video. I hope you like it. Please do subscribe to the channel if you have not already subscribed. I'll see you all in the next video. Have a great day. Thank you one and all.